Let's have a look at this question. This is week 1, question 5, linear equation. The question reads, in 2005, global cocoa bean production was approximately 3.3 million metric tons. In 2015, production was approximately 4.1 million metric tons. Part A says, write a linear equation expressing cocoa bean production Y in terms of the number of years X after 2000. So let's have a look at some key words here. The first one is, of course, linear equation. And we know that that takes the form of y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope of this line and b would be the y-intercept. Y-intercept means where x is 0. So, and we're looking at years since 2000. So in 2005, we have x is 5. And in 2015, we have x is 15. And that's important because that gives us 2 points on this line. And so with any 2 points, we're able to find a linear equation that represents this information. We can also get some key points here where in 2005, the production was 3.3 million metric tons. And in 2015, the production was 4.1 million metric tons. So that tells me that the production is increasing, so we're going to see a positive slope in the line, so that means that m is going to be positive. Okay, so let's get started. We should write our 2 points, so we have 1 point is 5 and 3.3, and the other point is 15 and 4.1. So I always actually like to find slope first. I kind of take it in 2 steps. I find that a little bit easier. So our slope is defined as rise over run, or the change in height of the line versus the change in difference. So we've got this formula for slope. So we're looking at y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It doesn't matter which point you choose as your x1, y1, x2, y2 point, just as long as you make sure that you use the x1 that matches the y1 and so on. So let's substitute these in now. So we have 4.1 minus 3.3, and here we have 15 minus 5. So we're going to have 0.8 over 10. And so the slope is going to be 0.08. So far we have this, 0.08x plus b, right? We've been able to find the slope, and now we need to find what the y-intercept is. So we have 2 points, so we can use one of those points to give us an x value and a y value, and as long as we have 3 pieces of information, we can easily find that 4th. So let's try that. I'm going to probably move us to the next page. I use one of these points. I'm going to choose this one arbitrarily. So 3.3 is the y value, is equal to 0.08 times 5, our x value, plus b. And we solve for b, and that equals 2.9. So our linear equation that represents the data we're given for global cocoa bean production is this. Y is equal to 0.08x plus 2.9. So what we can read from this equation actually is that the global cocoa bean production increases by 0.08 million metric tons per year, and that in the year 2000, the global cocoa bean production was 2.9 million metric tons. So we're going to move on to part B, which says, what was the cocoa bean production in 2012? So in 2012, remember x was 0 for 2000. So for 2012, we have x equals 12. So we're going to substitute x equals 12 into this equation that we've just found and solve for y. So y is equal to 0.08 times 12 plus 2.9, and we're going to find that that is 3.86 million metric tons. Million metric tons. Yeah. Okay, and so part C asks us when will be the first full year in which cocoa bean production exceeds 5 million metric tons if this trend with this linear function continues. So let's go on to the next page and try and figure this one out. Again, part C asks if when the cocoa bean production will be more than 5 million metric tons. So we're going to have a y value of 5. So we're going to substitute 5 for y. And we're looking for the years since 2000, so we're looking for the x value. So here I'm going to subtract 2.9 from both sides, so I'm isolating that x. I have 2.1 is equal to 0.08x. I'm going to divide both sides by 0.08 in order to isolate x, and I'm going to find that x is equal to 26.25. So 26.25. So the next full year would be 2000 plus 26.25, or going to the next full year would be 2027. So the first full year that cocoa bean production will be 5 million metric tons or exceed 5 million metric tons will be 2027.